The idea of responsible AI as a topic came from a conversation Bob and I were having a couple of months ago. So I'd like to ask Bob, maybe you could introduce responsible AI, maybe describe what it is and why it's important.
Of course. Thanks, Jeff. So responsible I consider, and the market generally considers the sort of umbrella category for all things related to, are we using AI in the right ways? And I shouldn't even say just using it. Are we designing AI powered solutions the right way? And by right way, I mean trust. And thank you for putting trust right in the title of this session, Jeff and Mags. Trust by design. If we don't have trust in the data, we won't have trust in the AI, and then we're all in trouble, right? So this is about governance and compliance, sure. And before anyone says, "Oh, we already have a GRC team," HR, legal takes care of that. This is much bigger and broader than that. It also, by the way, is not an IT owned thing. They will have a role, but really this is everyone's responsibility. Governance, compliance, fairness, mitigating bias, uh, transparency, explainability. This has come up a lot when you hear the term black box. Like people that built these systems don't even know how they work or how they reach their conclusions. That's kind of a scary thought, right? So can you explain how this solution reached its decisions? Can you show the evidence of what weight each of these factors, each of these data attributes, carried? How do we think about incorporation of privacy and cybersecurity? So you'll see when we talk about legislation, especially in the EU AI Act is basically built upon GDPR and those data standards and the protection of personal data and an individual's privacy. But it's really about getting your arms around all the different aspects of making sure that we don't inject bias, and we are monitoring solutions for potential adverse impact against individuals. So some of this doesn't necessarily require new legislation. It's just a reference back to pre-existing legislation around civil rights, things that in the United States, the EEOC would put forth. Some of this is longstanding legislation, and now they just want to make sure that algorithms and autonomous systems and AI are not essentially, violating those existing laws. So I know that's a lot, but responsible AI it's a big umbrella.
Additionally, I love the title of the show, Trust, right? Because, I mean, actually, the thing, trust is something. So people talk about, and companies talk about experience, right? Candidate experience, talent experience, experience in general. And trust is an experience, and people can, I can overlook a bad service. I may, get over a poor cup of coffee. But when trust is broken, that is all, a very lasting, permanent impression. And people don't generally come out of that bad experience of, losing trust. And so having, that becomes a very critical element for the company's reputational future and the workforce practitioners role in protecting and making sure that the AI that the companies are incorporating to add all these efficiencies and competitive advantages are not at the cost of losing trust. So I think it is very critical, and in an extended workforce, Jeff, is from all the data since COVID, is the biggest workforce, period, right? Gig economy, I mean, we are talking probably 5x the full-time employee, population or maybe more. And so AI is probably going to be very, extensively used in adding those efficiency and in helping companies gain scalability to deal with the large population of extended workforce. And so incorporating and having a very clear understanding of what responsible AI, like, Bob defines it and, talks about it, that it is everybody's responsibility.
So the AI, if the AI is exhibiting bias, it's because we exhibited bias in prior historical decisions. And that's the case whether you're a solution provider or you try to take, let's say, for example, you were to implement Leo Force's ARIA solution, but then you said, oh, I bet we could make this even better. Let's take all of our historical data of the hires that
Our
we've
being the
made.
customer in this case.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. So now you have this HR organization at Madhu's client, and they say, oh, well, if we want to, sort of customize what has already been built and say, okay, let's look at our historical decisions and how those people performed in those roles so that we can improve and sort of further train the algorithm to say their potential for success is going to go up or down based on our own historical data. Well, you've got to recognize that your historical data is biased too.